For anyone who doesn't know what Love Hockey Ireland is about, we were established in February of 2010 by a group of volunteers who just loved the sport of inline hockey and felt that they wanted to give something back and get more people into that sport because of the benefits that it had given them. The sport in Northern Ireland, the sport is a very, very powerful tool, as everybody will agree, and for uniting communities. And in Northern Ireland in particular, everybody will know that a lot of times sport has, through no fault of its own, got attachments to different sides of communities. One thing where inline hockey has that we feel an advantage is the fact that it is a new sport in Northern Ireland and it has only been played competitively since 2005. It's also a very big sport in Eastern Europe, which I'll come back to later on when we're talking with Tiago about the BME community and the advantages it can bring to them. Modern day Irish society has really changed a lot since I've grown up. In the last 10 years, there was a recent census which showed that 10% of our community is now made up of foreign nationals. And through the peace programs, a lot of the peace programs focus solely on the traditional divides in our community. And what we're hoping to do with our S.T.A.R program is to focus on those traditional divides, but also to reach out to the ethnic minority section of our community and try to integrate them through sports. I have a quote here from Nelson Mandela, which I feel is a very good, it's very powerful and very fitting for our program. Nelson Mandela said, "Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. Sport can create hope where once there was only despair. It is more powerful than governments in breaking down racial barriers, and it lasts in the face of all types of discrimination." Our S.T.A.R program, which we're launching here today, will target 3 age groups. Young people in school, aged 8 to 14. Children in school, aged 8 to 14. Young people, aged 15 to 25. And members of the BME community. The whole program will operate with a golden thread of good relations running through it. Everything we do the idea that we have is that people will take part in this sport and they'll be learning all about integration and respect for each other without even realising it. And that's what we're trying to accomplish with this program. One additional aspect, which we're also launching here tonight, which is very important to Love Hockey Ireland, is about inclusion. And we're launching tonight for the first time a new wheelchair sport in Northern Ireland, the inline sledge hockey. And this is going to mean that whenever we're going to do our programs, it's not just for people from all backgrounds, but all abilities. And this is one of the stars of our program. So what I'm going to do here now is just move on to our first speaker, which is Mr. Tiago Lima. Tiago is the Honorary Portuguese Consulate in Northern Ireland. He's a school teacher in Mid-Ulster, and he's also a former teammate of myself. So he's he's retired now. I think he feels he's too old for it. But I feel that Tiago has a very strong insight into all aspects of our program, from his teaching background, from his ethnic minority integration and the problems that are faced in today's society. And I'd like you just to welcome him up here.
So first of all, thank you very much for inviting me. I'm glad to be here at the launch today. And this is Getting Together and Advancing Relations program. It's the brainchild of, as you've seen, a team of young friends, I can say, very dedicated and persevering young people that I'm privileged of knowing. And I'm very happy, as I say, to be here because I remember arriving in Northern Ireland 9 years ago from native Portugal. And whereas I had a fair command of English already, I had to adapt to many other issues, such as the accent for a start, a new job, a new climate, new culture. So all those things were difficult to handle at the beginning. And having learned how to skate at the age of 6, maybe, and having done a lot of quad hockey back home, I was glad to find our S.T.A.R's club that embraced me and taught me a lot in many ways. So I have that side of things, that personal side of things, but of course also in dealing with the Portuguese community, both now as Honorary Consul, appointed just over 2.5 years ago, and through my previous involvement with the Portuguese Association in County Tyrone, as well as my teaching job, as it was mentioned. All that, I mean, I've been involved with ethnic minorities. I've been involved not just with the Portuguese community, but all the communities around here. My background is in languages, and I would do English as an additional language with people from different nationalities, such as the Polish children, Portuguese, etc., both at primary and post-primary level. So not only did I experience firsthand certain difficulties in coming here, but also have a lot of positive feedback on that, but also through them I understand what it is like sometimes to face some challenges, etc. And Stephen sort of preempted a couple of things I was going to say, and I'm not going to dwell for too long, but I mean, the power of sport is a given, but sometimes we underestimate that. It does help integration, and it helps building bridges rather than walls, and I think that's very important in the society of North now. As I say, being here 9 years, I feel sort of at home now. I have witnessed an evolvement, I think, in how things were and are, and I think we're walking towards the right direction. Sometimes I feel that maybe there could be more liaison between bodies, etc. But as I say, this project that I'm now familiar with, I think, ticks all the boxes and will help move things along in different ways. I mean, I'm faced every year with children underachieving because they do not know the language, say, landing here at GCSE age and not gaining qualification because of the language barrier initially, etc. So, I mean, at least through sport, it is very important that they get some sort of fulfillment, that they have some sense of achievement, and also that they can make friendships. And I mean, it is also a very important way of actually learning a language. And I could quote many cases, but just last week I had 2 boys arriving, apparently very good soccer players back home in Portugal, and eager to start here. They don't have a single word of English, but I think it is also important, it's also my job to actually try and find them a place where they can put those skills into practice, and even through that, learn a language and be more confident. So really, I think this project would help challenge some perceptions. We'll also tackle the issues of showing tolerance and openness to new cultures, etc. I mean, I was involved in different projects through school, as I say, community relations, mutual understanding, different international initiatives, and as I say, I feel they are all important. Sometimes there is a link missing, I feel, but as I said, I think through sport is also one way of complementing these other projects, and I'm sure it will be a very successful project, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.